Hello everyone, my name is Amir Khwaja from Gambit Property Brighton. Today I am going to discuss about how the 2020 and 21 federal budget will impact Australia's property market and Melbourne and Victoria property market update September 2020. The federal budget How the federal budget will impact Australia's property market. It's if you look into the inside of it of the budget, while this year's biggest spending, coronavirus recovery focuses largely on getting Australians back to work and spending again amid COVID fallout from the health crisis. There are some positive outcomes for the property sector. The extension of first home loan deposit scheme with a specific focus on new homes was the key takeaway from the property in the budget announcement. There are a number of other measures that will impact the industry both directly and indirectly now and into the future. The key takeaway for the property: direct impacts. While direct impacts of the property were limited in the federal budget, there were some key highlights, especially first home buyer incentive and finance for affordable housing. So let's talk about first home buyer incentive. An extra 10,000 places in the federal government first home loan deposit scheme will be available to first home buyers this financial year, although the additional places are limited to new home builds. Under the scheme, eligible first home buyers will only need 5% deposit instead of 20% needed to avoid lender's mortgage insurance, with the federal government guaranteeing up to 15% of the loan. Finance for affordable housing. The federal government provided an additional $1 billion through the National Housing Finance and Investment Corporation to support the construction of affordable housing. There are indirect impacts. The several features of this budget that will have the flow-on effect for the property sector, both short and long term. Tax cut for house hunters. That's very important. The federal government is bringing forward the second stage of the already legislated personal income tax cut, which will benefit about 11.6 million Australians. Middle income earners will receive tax relief up to around $2,700 for singles and up to around $5,400 for dual income families this year compared to 2017 and 18 rules. And a one-off additional benefit worth of $1,080 per individual will be also available for more than 10 million taxpayers. Putting more money into the pockets of Australians will help prospective home buyers break into the property market sooner than expected, as they will be able to save more towards a home loan deposit as well as secure more finance. The tax breaks will also help existing homeowners to pay down their mortgage sooner. Job security for first home buyers. Having borne the brunt of COVID-19 job losses, the federal government is offering incentives to encourage business to hire eligible young seekers under its job maker hiring credit scheme. For the next 12 months, eligible employer will receive $200 per week for new employee aged 16 to 29 and $100 per week for employee aged 30 to 35. This measure will bolster job security for COVID hit young Australians, many of whom are rent tenants who are currently struggling to pay their rent. This measure could help maintain demand in Australia's rental market as fewer tenants will be forced to move out of their homes due to rent arrears. Investment in livability. The budget announcements includes a further 7.5 billion in new infrastructure spendings, which will not only generate hundreds of thousands of jobs, but may also assist in making areas more livable, stimulating future property investment. The investment comes on top of 100 billion over 10 years previously announced. There are also an additional $3 billion committed to shovel-ready jobs, which includes $2 billion for small-scale road safety projects and $1 billion for local roads and community infrastructure program. Slowing population growth risk for housing sector. The population growth is one of the key pillars underpinning the property market, but with Australia entering its slowest population growth in more than a century, the housing market is at risk. The counter this drop To counter this drop in population growth, the federal government says it will focus on attracting skilled migrants and prioritizing onshore visa applicants to recover once international border reopen. The reduction in population growth will impact on household formation and reduce overall housing demand. While we don't know how long border will remain closed, it is likely that developer will feel the brunt of population growth slow down, given that most non-citizens wishing to purchase have to buy new homes. Federal government tax cut and other measures tipped to help housing. Fast track tax cuts for 11 million Australian wage subsidies for young workers and business incentives underpin big spending federal budget aimed to create jobs to drive Australia out of the coronavirus recession. Key property takeaways from this year federal budget. The building and housing industry expect the most important budget since World War II will boost confidence, construction, and jobs. There was a little specifically for the property market in the budget, which was all about getting people back to work and spending again. The real showcase of this year's federal budget is about putting more money in people's pocket with the hope that they will spend it and getting people back to work. There is $50 billion in tax relief for businesses and low and middle income earners, and $98 billion in new spending as the government look to kickstart activity in the private sector and create 950,000 jobs over 4 years. The Great Depression and 2 world wars did not bring Australia into its knees, neither will COVID-19. The budget is all about jobs, while more than 11 million taxpayers will get tax cut backdated to1st July this year. Then 7 million Australians would receive tax relief of $2,000 or more this year. The key budget measures include an additional 17.8 billion in personal income tax relief by bringing forward planned tax cut. Tax relief for businesses totaling 26.7 billion. A job maker hiring credit to encourage businesses to hire young Australians on job seeker. 1.2 billion to help businesses employing 100,000 new apprentices or trainees. two new $250 payment for pensioners and other welfare recipients, expansion of the first home loan deposit scheme, especially for new builds, an additional $1 billion in low-cost finance support the construction and affordable housing, to support the construction and affordable housing. There were no announcement about extending home builder on the job seeker and the job seeker scheme. After the government said those decisions would be made after the budget. Property industry expect a boost. Productivity enhancing infrastructure, including local community infrastructure, wage subsidies, and massive tax incentives for builder and tradies to invest, means the government is putting in place the right foundation for recovery. The first home loan deposit scheme extension and affordable housing measures would extend the opportunity to own a home to thousands more people. It will unlock even more investment and further activity residential building as the engine of economic growth and employment. The focus on creating jobs and generating re-employment through the various budget measures was good news for the industry, tenants, investors, homeowners, and those wishing to sell. Bringing forward and backdated the stage 2 tax cut will improve borrowing capacity and housing affordability. First home buyer scheme expanded. The first home loan deposit scheme was expanded, but additional 10,000 places only apply to purchase for a new or newly built home this financial year. It comes on top of existing arrangement of 10,000 eligible borrowers per financial year to buy a home with a deposit as low as 5%, with the government guaranteeing up to 15%. About 20,000 Australians have accessed the scheme since it began in January 2020. Finance measures for affordable housing. The government enabling an additional $1 billion of low-cost finance to support the construction of affordable housing through the National Housing Finance and Investment Corporation. Wait for home builder extensions. Everybody was hoping for that, but the government opted to wait before announcing it. It will extend the home builder program, which provide 25,000 grant to build a new home or substantially renovate an existing home. Property Group wanted the 680 million program due to end on December 31st, extended by at least 6 months. The government, however, indicated before budget day that it would make a decision on whether to extend the scheme closer to end date. This is critical assumptions for the budget, which is also vital to the outlook of residential construction industry, which is big driver of jobs and economic growth. Extension of home builder would be critical for growth of housing during the period of low population growth. Now let's talk about Melbourne and Victoria property market update September 2020. How did Melbourne property value perform over the month, and what impact did travel bans have on the regional market? That's a big question. In September, Sydney and Melbourne report price fall as all other capital cities rose. That's a good news. Melbourne property value were the hardest hit, down 0.9%, and median price around $660,000. The rate of decline has however eased over the month. I think Sydney and Melbourne continue to experience price decline due to border closures. With restrictions starting to lift and private home inspections once again permitted, we expect to see activity lift in October. Overall, the value of property in regional Victoria remained unchanged over September. Regional Victoria has largely avoided the large drop in value seen in Melbourne. Even though the entire state has been subjected to restrictions, Stage 3 rules still permitted private inspections. Regional markets across the country have been outperformed capital cities over the past few months, and the numbers showed the regional Victoria is no exception. And it looks like consumer confidence is rising too. According to recent domain data, the new listing in regional Victoria have risen by 24.8% over the past month. Now the outlook ahead. The real estate market nationally will be dealing with a mixture of headwind and tailwinds. This refer to fiscal support such as JobKeeper and JobSeeker, tapering out the distressed borrowers who may put their properties on the market once mortgage holidays comes to an end. According to CoreLogic last pain and gain report, some lenders have encouraged distressed borrowers across the country, especially investors, to sell their properties before mortgage holidays end. While there is an expectation that distressed cloud flood the market, so far new listings are being quickly absorbed, which indicate that there are still plenty of buyers on the market. In Melbourne, off the back of eased restrictions and return to private inspection, pent-up demand has caused a surge of listing on the market. The number of listings hitting the market in the past weeks rose by 241%, the highest level seen since March 2020. What does this data mean for you? Remember that while data can be insightful, you need to take any high-level number with a grain of salt. It's really important to do local research if you are looking to buy or sell. While high-level insights gives a great snapshot of what's happening nationally, in capital cities and regionally, in capital city market and regionally. They don't give great insight into what is happening at the postcode level. Market conditions will vary from suburb to suburb, and the value of your home is not only impacted by location but also by property type and price point. While there may have been price drop in your city, there are still markets within cities where performance is above average. Thank you very much.